Okay, here. Sorry for the wait, everyone. My stream key wasn't working. Okay, how do I? Let's see. Pop out the chat. Do-do-do-do-do. Okay. Gonna set up Instagram as well. Okay, let me get Instagram set up here. Gotta do it for the gram. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. Bum-bum-ba-dum-bum. Wish I could get rid of that. What's up, Isaiah? So we got one question by Khalifa. Sparwiz Khalifa, would you mind talking about oxalate and what you think about it? Another topic for me is always copper. I'm trying to improve bioavailability. Do you think the RCP has some good tips there? Man, you guys gotta quit it with these acronyms, especially in the health space. Dude, I get so many emails. RCP. I don't even know what that means, man. Let me look up RCP real quick. I think we've. Let's go on a side brain. I think we've reached peak acronym. Like I said, I get so many emails. Have you ever heard of whatever combination of 3 letters? Just please type it out, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. RCP. Let's see. Let's hope that the internet can help me figure out what RCP means. Real clear politics? I doubt that's what you're talking about. Sorry, I don't think I can answer your question about RCP. Do you guys know what RCP means? What he's referring to? Reverse colonic procedures. Will weight loss stress the body? By A nature. It depends what kind of weight loss that you're referring to. Like, it's not healthy to get too underweight. I don't know how to answer that question. Are you talking about doing a weight loss program? Are you talking about how you have excess weight loss, you think? RCP Health? Maybe that'll help me find out what that means. Respiratory care practitioner? No, I don't know. Sorry, buddy. Well, mineral balancing is a weight loss program. Again, I don't know what you mean by weight loss program. You have to be more specific. There's lots of different weight loss programs. But weight loss isn't typically an issue with mineral balancing. You know, especially if you're eating as many cooked vegetables as we recommend. But yeah, there's lots of different types of weight loss programs, so. Not all of them are created equal. Intermittent fasting for a while is not terrible. What's up? Is that you, Aaron? Florida man? If you want, you can come on. Talk about the new CalMag or something. Shoot the shit. Let's see if we can get Aaron to go on with me. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if we can get Aaron. I'll do that. Is it working? Here in my car. You're kind of glitchy on my end. I don't know if it's working. You're not driving, are you?
I'm in a parking lot. I'm not a park.
Oh, okay. Be safe.
Where's everybody at?
What?
Where's everybody at?
Oh, we're just chilling.
Oh, I'm about to park. You want to talk about something?
Yeah, let's talk about the new CalMag. What's the word?
Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, so we added a few forms of the calcium, and just to go over those forms, it's calcium arginate, calcium lysate.
Didn't you add that bone one too? Whatever it's called.
Yeah, we added the hold on, I'm about to plug in my.
The MH or something.
Yeah, MCHC.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we added that. We actually were able to source it from. I mean, it's grass fed and everything, so it has very low levels of lead and other heavy metals. So I think it comes out of Australia, but they pull it or they source it from Australia or New Zealand, whichever is available at that time. So it's like a mixture sometimes. Um, but yeah, I'm just glad that it's very low levels of heavy metal such as lead. We just got back the heavy metal reading with the COA for that,
Mm-hmm.
and I posted about it. But it's 100% cleaner than the current version. The current version is already very clean. You know, as far as I know, the cleanest I've seen on the market based on available data. Now, there's not many companies that actually share their COA, unfortunately. And if they do, they'll just have like less than 100 parts per billion or something. Usually it's higher than that. So they won't actually give you the specific reading. They'll just give you like a range. Always
Right.
And that's a little, that's not too good, especially when your range is like, let's say it's like 1,000 parts per billion. You know, I hope it's nowhere near that. So they'll just have less than, and see it's kind of left with, well, you know, it could be 100, it could be 50.
So the
They do that because they don't want to update their COA constantly via every batch they do it, so they just have like a range.
what is it called again? MC.
MCHC.
Okay,
so
so
that is a lot of.
so Indomet used to have one, didn't they?
I'm not sure. I don't know if they've ever included it. Like I can't.
I'm pretty sure they used to have one, and people liked it.
I wish I still had like. I'm sure there's some people out there that have like maybe the older catalogs of whatever supplement.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that, but like you can't even really find these older formulas or older supplements online.
So this one, the HM, what is it?
It's MCHC.
MCHC. What is that? What is that? Is that a special form of calcium, or what makes that different than the other forms?
It's just a special form that introduced, or it just is composed of bone, actual bone matrix.
Okay.
So it's like whenever you're taking a calcium supplement, your body's gonna turn that into a specific form of calcium that builds up the bone, and that's what you get when you do MCHC. And so you get the collagen, you get the cofactors, you just get that bone matrix. And so I mean that's your calcium. That form of calcium is actually a slow release. So it doesn't spike the blood calcium like other calcium chelates. So it's just like a slow release. And the other advantage, or other reason why we have it, is because it gives you a little bit of phosphorus. And so, this is where like, consuming, if you want to call it carnivore, bone broth or nose tail, you're getting some of that, bone matrix. And so, it's like they say that if you add a little bit of phosphorus to a calcium supplement, it actually improves, the bone building properties of calcium.
No, that makes sense.
You kind of have to have that proper ratio between calcium and phosphorus in order to build up the bones properly, along with magnesium and other cofactors.
No, that's exciting.
But yeah, it's one of those things that it's hard to like you'll have other supplements on the market that include like zinc, copper, manganese. But the way that Mineral Balance is designed is it's not a standalone supplement. So, CalMax Fuse is meant to be taken with other mineral supplements in order to really, improve, your bones and et cetera. Because CalMax Fuse doesn't have the zinc, copper, et cetera in there.
Mm-hmm.
But that NCHC does, makes it a little more well-rounded if someone is actually trying to do like CalMax Fusion, with a good diet or something.
Right.
And get a little bit of copper, a little bit of zinc. But yeah, I mean that probably won't be out until like maybe I want to say like close to 8 to 10 months.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because we already reordered some of the others, because we didn't know how quickly this would be going. So it's one of those things where, but yeah, I definitely think like the so one thing I want to discuss about this is like the additional forms of calcium. They kind of balance it out a little bit more for people that may be like more sensitive to calcium orotate or something like that, because calcium orotate is definitely the strongest form in there. It has like 95% absorption rate, so that's going to be the strongest. So to make it more tolerable for, I guess you would call it sensitive individuals, is you kind of reduce the overall bioavailability of it to where it's not as potent, it's not as strong, but yet it's still a better supplement than anything else on the market. So adding the calcium arginate also gives you a little bit of arginate or arginine that kind of balances it out, or like let's say the aspartate. And it goes for the other two layers of the calcium and arginate, so it kind of balances out the formula.
That's cool. And then is the Fast Calm out yet?
What's that?
Is the Fast Calm out yet?
No, that's probably that's still a few months out.
Port Louis.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I definitely like the combination there.
So those are the two. So that was the next major one in the pipeline, isn't it? That one in kelp.
Yeah. So the next one I'll probably get is, it'll probably be the kelp. Kelp is we can actually manufacture just simple formulas like that faster. They just get done fast. It's like vitamin D. We put like 3 of the other formulas in before the vitamin D, and vitamin D gets done quick, sooner than that. Those. So,
right.
it's just it's easier to produce. But I definitely like the Fast Calm. I think it's going to add a little bit of common nature to the formula versus just strict minerals, vitamins, amino acids. So you got some compounds in there that help with reducing that fight-or-flight response.
You guys got to do a 4 low supplement next.
Yeah,
it's on the list.
4 lows is kind of. I already do like a few formulas on that, but so far like the first 2 were really expensive.
Oh yeah.
Just because that's the thing. It's like you can create like a base supplement for 4 lows, but it's either you stop there or you add some other stuff in there that kind of helps with other factors or other issues people in 4 lows have. And it can be so wide ranging because you have a slow 4 lows and a fast 4 lows. And each one of those can have different different symptoms, different issues, and etc.
Right.
So it's definitely, I mean, if you were to be perfect about it, it's just like you would have 2 separate 4 load supplements to where, a slow 4 loads may be able to handle a little bit of ginseng or rhodiola or something like that, when the fast 4 loads, it's like you're speeding me up too much.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's hard to, eventually, we could probably get there to where we really just nail it, because we're able just to have, we can just have more supplements that cater to specific individual, based upon slow or fast 4 loads, or high. It's just, I mean, you're still gonna have, it's just, that's a lot of trial and error. That's a lot of, back and forth with updates and et cetera.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, definitely. And then we have that. We're doing an updated kidney supplement, which I'm actually more excited about than the others, just because everyone needs a kidney supplement. That's universal. It's like it doesn't matter what pattern you're in. So it's just like what can you do that majority of the people you know benefit from. Uh, because some people are going to be sensitive to herbs. It's like even I'm sensitive to some herbs. That's where that's why I like using low dose. But even there's still some people that may have allergies and etc.
That makes sense. All right.
So
All right.
that's where the challenge is, because you're gonna have herbs that are way more powerful than just minerals, vitamins alone. So you're not gonna have one supplement that, I don't know. It's just pretty complex.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm gonna answer some of these questions. But it's nice seeing you, Aaron.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm, I'm coming to Florida in November.
Oh yeah, you are. You're gonna come to the conference.
Yep.
Awesome, man.
We're gonna be bunkmates.
Are you going to man the booth?
Yeah, if that Kyle doesn't come, or maybe we'll both do it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Later. Let's see here. How do
How do you leave?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I thought you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't close it all together. I guess I'll just. All right, man. I'll see you.
Later. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. If anyone else wants to join or ask questions, just put it in the comments. Let's see. There was a month when I was a loose cannon. Well, I mean, that will definitely lower your NAK ratio. You can also try just taking a little more NAK up. If you have a stuck, especially like a stuck low NAK ratio, and you're trying everything and it's still not moving significantly, you can always just try bumping it up. There's a certain amount you want to go over. I don't know if I would go over like 222 because NAK up's so powerful, but you can try cranking it a little bit. But if you're doing that, then yeah, that's going to lower your NAK ratio by nature. Negativity, that's low NAK. Yeah, negativity is definitely correlated with low NAK. It's definitely correlated with like just negative feelings in general, and just part of the reason being like less charged. High NAK ratio is definitely associated with having more positive outlook, like 100%. Most people follow the program in order to improve their health. How many of your clients follow the program primarily for development purposes? For spiritual reasons, like opening chakras, channels, etc.? Not very many. It's more of a byproduct, I would say. The vast majority of people that come to me for health problems. There are people that come to me like that from time to time. To a certain extent, most people that find the program actually are already somewhat developed, and that's why they're attracted to the program. It's kind of a chicken and the egg problem. A lot of times people that really need the program, they're not as attracted to the program. But this is life. Not much we can do about it. Do I think of Dr. Wilson from time to time? Yeah, for sure. And I still read his blog here and there. His website's still a fantastic resource. So, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. So yeah, I still read his. I even read his updates. Any other questions? Wellness holistically. You got any questions? Any questions about mineral bouncing? She go. She go. Okay, bye. Um, I don't want to show my latest retest right now because it's a whole thing to like share my screen. Because I'm doing Instagram and YouTube at the same time. I would have to like open up another window and like change the settings and stuff. At some point I can show another retest, but I don't want to do it live right now. Just because I don't want to fuck up the stream. I don't want to fuck up the stream. What's up, Jenny? You any questions? Any questions about mineral bouncing? She gone. A lot of people joining and leaving. I guess I got to be more entertaining. So my plan is I'm going to start doing this at the same time every Saturday. I like it. I like it a lot. Garden in the Void. You got any questions? What about you, social bouncing? Any questions? But yeah, I should definitely do an update where I show my latest test. I haven't done that in a long time. Like me, myself? Yeah, social bouncing. This is a Q&A live stream. Yeah, the NAK app, I see great. Better results than I ever got with a certain other product from a certain other company that I will not mention in this chat. But my NAK typically flips up quite quickly. I'm kind of like Lewis in that way. Me and Lewis almost always have a high NAK ratio. Anytime my NAK goes down, if I could take NAK up for like a week, it like flips back up. Typically, like maybe a couple weeks. But what's up, Arlitza? VP, Vice President. Do you have any questions, social bouncing? This is a Q&A live stream. I should probably like put that in the title. Did I not like do the title? Come on, Boomer. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just either you can request to join the video and ask it, or you can just type into the comment section. But yes, this is a Q&A. You have any questions from someone that's been doing mineral bouncing for 10 years? Over 10 years? Let's see here if I can... Let's go to the YouTube, see if we got any questions. Okay. Valence versus Endomed. I personally recommend the Valence supplements in most circumstances. If you want to use Endomed, that's fine. I don't really want to badmouth Endomed, but I personally prefer the Valence supplements. But something to keep in mind, Endomed is probably starting to feel the heat. Endomed, don't be surprised if Endomed starts making better supplements soon. There hasn't been any new HTMA content on YouTube for months. That's why you got to go with the OG. Oh, just wait, you guys. Just wait, you guys. I'll start ramping it up. Do other people put HTMA content? Well, YouTube. Part of it is the fact that you're on YouTube Radar, Ashwood. YouTube is paused, dude. Like, our channel has almost been completely deleted multiple times. When I was talking about the injections, that Fauci juice, dude, I thought I was worried for a second that our YouTube channel would be deleted. And we've been shadow banned. I don't have as many followers on Instagram. And when I post content on Instagram, I get a lot more views and stuff. Our YouTube, partially because I was talking about the injections and stuff like that, they shadow banned our YouTube hard, and so like we have over 5,000 subscribers on the YouTube, but I'll make a video and it'll get like 40 views. Explain that to me. And if you know what to look at, you definitely know that our YouTube's been shadow banned. It's partially my fault. I didn't use enough code words in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like 2020, like I said, I was just I'm trying to help people, so I was just on here out on YouTube saying, hey, baby, you should probably not take that Fauci juice. Social bounce. Actually, I'm very new to mineral bouncing. Do you see good results in mental issues with mineral bouncing? Yeah, we see excellent mental issue, resolving mental issues. Mental issues are part of body issues. So I would say if we did not get good results with mental issues, we would not get good results in general, because having the healthy mental attitude and things like that's just part of being healthy. And if you have those mental issues, then you're not healthy, no matter how healthy that you think you are. There's a lot of dudes, muscular men, walking around at the gym that have terrible mental issues. Health is a little bit different than sometimes what people think it is. B vitamins, synergist, antagonist to which minerals? Well, that's kind of a broad question. Different B vitamins have different actions in the body. There's a lot of B vitamins. I don't really want to go through every single B vitamin and what they interact with. But if you search B vitamins if you just go to Google and type drlwilson.com, and then the B vitamins, whatever you're looking for, I guarantee you can find as much information as you could ever want on Dr. Wilson's website. I know he's kind of crazy. I know that he can be very cringe, and even me, most of the practitioners don't work under him anymore because of the way he is, but his website is still fantastic for that sort of information. Is it normal for protein to cause heavy bile dumps in someone with a low NAK? It can. Yeah, that's definitely a sign of impaired digestion. Are you taking the BioFlow? Which site? What? drwilson.com. So what I recommend you do is you just go to Google and you just search drwilson.com and then whatever you're looking for, and then it'll give you the article from that website that what you're looking for. His website is not easy to search. It's easier to search Google for the article. Does that make sense? And keep in mind, he's a little crazy, so you will find crazy stuff on that website. Stuff about, the rogues. Enemas are heavy that cause me to lose tonality. I don't know what you mean by tonality. Do you mean muscular tonality? Yeah, make sure you're eating simple meals. Make sure you're chewing your food properly. But it might just be part of an elimination, and there's not that much you can do until it resolves itself. It happens. What are your best tips on improving bioavailable copper? Do you like the recommendations from RCP? I don't know what RCP is. I'm sorry. Can you type out what RCP is? Fam, you guys are going wild with the acronyms. Actually, I get a lot of emails where people ask me things with acronyms, and there's too many acronyms, you guys. We've reached peak acronyms. So nowadays, people will say something like RCP. There's how many different things can RCP mean? I don't know what RCP is, buddy. My best tip on improving bioavailable copper is getting your NAK ratio right. Root cause protocol. So then you guys have to keep in mind is that there's a million protocols out there, and there's no way for me to keep track of them all. So we can say root cause. Here, let me do a little quick internet search. Root cause protocol. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. You could eat protein just for dinner. Although it's hard to get enough protein just from one meal. I would try to do at least 2 meals. What you could do is you could do dinner, then a protein snack. That's not a terrible idea. BioFlow before, after, or during meals. During your meal. Well, you can do it right before or right after or during. So you can take your BioFlow and your supplements and then eat. Or you can eat and then right away take your BioFlow. Or you can also take it during the meal. All 3. But keep in mind when it's before or after your meal, it has to be right in the same window. You shouldn't take the BioFlow 30 minutes before your meal. It should be a minute before your meal or a minute after your meal. But anytime in that window. Okay, root cause protocol. Reverse inflammation. Morley Robbins. How your body works and receive the tools. So is there anywhere where it actually says what the fuck it is? I don't know. I doubt it's better than mineral balancing. Actually, I can guarantee it's not. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I can't really find any information to what it actually is. I don't know. Might be cool though. I'm sure if it helps people, it helps people. That's good that the recommendations are rather simple because usually the most powerful recommendations are rather simple. It's just that people don't want to hear simplicity. No one wants to hear that they need to be going to bed early. Is he a mineral balancing practitioner? I don't think he is. And if he is, he's probably teaching it incorrectly. And if he's doing mineral balancing, then why are you asking about him? Well, his supplements, I can tell you, he's not a mineral balancer. He doesn't practice mineral balancing like we teach it, at least. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, sounds good. Roll the image. Roly. And yes, Relitza, BioFlow, right before your meal, right after your meal, or during. It doesn't matter. You could do any of the three. Just make sure it's taken with, like, right in that window. Yeah, I should probably just ask Grok. Dear Grok, explain to me the root cause protocol by, what's this guy's name? Morley Robbins? Oh, Jesus. Morley Robbins. Okay. You're welcome, Relitza. Alright, Grok, what you got for me? So it depends. So B6 is kind of synergistic with copper more. B6, that's why B6, along with a little bit of copper, we use that to raise the NAK ratio. B12 is more about increasing your oxidation rate. It's a little more stimulating than B6. And then B2 is what we use more for fast oxidizers. So it probably relates more to like calcium metabolism. The Magnesium Man. Well, it sounds somewhat similar to what we do. So that's cool that, I think I have heard of him. So he's one of the main guys to talk about how anemia is copper dysregulation, which is true. He's not correct about vitamin D and calcium, though. Animal source retinol. Okay, I mean that is true that it's better than beta carotene synthetics, but it's probably not as drastic as some of these people make it seem. Stop iron supplements, stop vitamin D3. Yeah, this guy doesn't actually know what he's doing, unfortunately. He's on the right track. It's not nuanced and it's not a complete system like we've designed. So here's like what Grok says. Stop vitamin D3. Why would you stop vitamin D3? Most people, especially if you live in like Western nations like England or like, you know, Norway, why would you not supplement vitamin D? Stop synthetic B vitamins. I mean, it's good to get B vitamins from food sources, but you need B vitamins in extra dosages in order to actually create metabolic change. And by that I mean increasing or decreasing the oxidation rate. So he gets lots of things wrong, unfortunately. Whole food vitamin C complex. Yeah, see, vitamin C though, too much vitamin C is a chelator. And vitamin C also tends to increase the NAK ratio, so that won't help someone with a high NAK ratio already as much. Add taurine. I mean, taurine's good. He's somewhat on the right track, but you know, these people, they haven't thought it as deep of a level, and you have to realize that mineral bouncing has evolved for 30 years. And so he's on the right track with some of these things, but it's not the big picture. It's not as cohesive, and it's not nearly as powerful as what we teach. And that's just the truth. Hi Luke, are you giving slow oxidizers copper if sodium potassium ratio is low? Yes. Yeah, zinc with copper. That's correct, Jerry. Yeah, because slow oxidizers, they still need a little bit of zinc. I mean, you still need a little bit of all these minerals, but yeah, you need zinc and copper if you have a low NAK ratio. It's more skewed towards copper, but you still need some zinc. Whereas with a high NAK ratio, it becomes much more skewed towards zinc. One thing Marley emphasizes is whole food vitamin C, but I think that's nonsense. Ascorbic acid or ascorbic acid. The truth is usually somewhere in between. Whole food vitamin C, if I had to guess, it's probably somewhat better. But you can counteract that by increasing the dosage of the synthetic vitamin C. You know, so it's very nuanced. It's never that simple as one thing is better than the other. You know, I will say that synthetic vitamins and minerals are more powerful than people give them credit for in general. And you can counteract the fact that they're not as effective by increasing the dosage. So let's say that the synthetic vitamin C is a little less powerful than the whole food. Well, if you just take 50% more, then maybe you're closer to 1-to-1. Does that make sense? That's the way you need to learn how to think about things. It's never as simple as, you know, and people make it sound simple because they're trying to sell you a product. You know, it's easy for Morley Robbins to say synthetic vitamin C bad, because when he makes bold claims like that, it sounds like he's coming from a position of authority, and you're more likely to buy his program. Which is fine. That's part of marketing, but something you need to be aware of. Well, Khalifa, I would recommend you you do a mineral bouncing program with me, and then we don't have to do all this guesswork. You know, that's why using hair mineral analysis and the way that we do it with mineral balancing, it takes away the guesswork. I don't have to guess if copper is the root of the problem. All I need to do is see your hair test and then adjust your body accordingly. And then the copper will come out on its own if that's the problem, which in most people it is. Does too much copper cause psychotic symptoms? Oh yeah, for sure. But most heavy metals can also cause psychotic problems. You know, too much iron, too much manganese. Too much mercury, for sure. Definitely mercury can cause psychotic problems. I'm glad we're getting more questions. What is my... Okay, good. I'm glad I charged my phone. But yeah, Khalifa, you should just... Here, shoot me an email, Luke@live.htma.com. If you want to get a hair test and then get your copper sorted, shoot me an email. Because, it could be copper toxicity. Or it could be copper deficiency. It's not quite as simple as everyone's copper toxic. Everyone just has a copper imbalance. But there's lots of things that you can say like that. Everyone has traumas, right? Everyone has structural imbalances. Everyone, you have to take a whole approach. You've been taking zinc. If you've been taking zinc every day for a decade without, you might need a new mineral balancing practitioner. Are you using the Valence supplements? I was told on old PFS form that algorithm of ARL and their recommended protocol is much better than what the practitioners. Well, that person's wrong. Also, when you say practitioners, there's lots of different practitioners. So a lot of HTMA practitioners out there teach the wrong science and they don't know what they're doing. So TEI type of Dr. Eck, not Dr. Eck, but Dr. Watts, where they, that's probably more popular than even what I teach. Luke, what would have happened if you never did mineral balancing? Mr. Bob, I don't know if there's any way for me to answer that. How could I ever know what would have happened? What would have happened if I never did mineral balancing? I don't know, man. That's not worth even looking about. If you want to learn why Dr. Watts is wrong, there's a good video on our YouTube channel that Lewis made. Let's see if I can find it for you. Let's see if I can find it. It'll explain it to you good. YouTube Studio. But the problem with Dr. Watts is the way that they calculate. First of all, they don't recognize 4 lows in the same ways, which is a huge, massive problem. So they'll be giving B vitamins to people in 4 lows, and it fucks them up. In fact, what the Watts people teach is actually quite dangerous. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Okay, let's see if I can find you. Watts. Okay. Okay, here we go. I should bookmark this actually. Bookmark.
Alright guys, hope you're doing.
Look at this. Look at this handsome, intelligent Englishman. Let me bookmark this. Okay. So let me share this into the chat. Get this video.
Well, so, and the key thing that you need to do in that pattern is you need to, one, reduce the oxidation rate, and these people generally need Paul Eck discovered, because Dr. Paul Eck has created these ideal values from much more. You know, if you speak to a lot of air there, we should be trying to get our toxic metal load down similar to Dr. Eck. However, if you actually, you know, calculated the ratios on the graph, they're completely different to the ratio chart. So I think this personally is really confusing, because it kind of messes up the whole chart when it comes to reading. A lot of people who use trace elements graphs will actually use Dr. Wilson's patterns, and will actually use 4-law patterns.
There's another one that I can find you as well. Let's go to Arrow. There's another one that I wanted to. Yeah, you can be in the live video. Let's see here. You there? I don't think she made two. How do I edit? Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. I'm glad I figured that out. Let me find if I can find another one too. Ratio. Let's see here. All right, let's go back. I'll send that link when I can find it. Okay. Can being heavy metal toxic make you hypersexual and able to control sex drive as a male? Yeah, oftentimes there's trauma too. Usually, if you're a man, usually that trauma revolves around your mother. Oftentimes it's if your mother neglected you. Either emotionally or physically or both. So you need to, so definitely need to heal that trauma. And for that, we recommend the pulling down exercise. The delay on hair test bugs me. The hair test is cut already Fuchs oil. Then when you add the time for shipment, the results are from. Yeah, but typically, you know, you're right. The results are about 3 weeks to a month old, but typically that's okay. You know, sometimes it does shift fast. I wish we did have a way to improve it. You do a mineral balancing program, you do the pulling down exercise. You need to be doing the pulling down exercise every day, preferably while you do a coffee enema. What's up, Matt? You guys have any questions? Just drop them. But yeah, a lot of times there's trauma with the mother in hypersexual males. That's one thing I've noticed. And a lot of times the trauma relates around the mother being neglectful. Either, you know, that's what I've come to notice. And again, the most powerful thing is the pulling down exercise. Okay, guys, well, that about wraps it up. I hope that helps you guys out. I enjoyed this. I want to start doing this every 9 a.m. Pacific time on Saturdays because I really enjoy doing these. And I love answering your guys' questions. Thank you so much for all of them. All right, bye-bye.